The World Figure Skating Championship started in Montpellier. This is a unique tournament, because for the first time since the middle of the 20th century there will be no Russian athletes at it. Nevertheless, to call the World Cup in France an ordinary and faceless start would be cunning. In the beloved by many women's single skating, there is a tense struggle between the USA and Japan. And the palm is still in the land of the rising sun. The bronze medalist of the Beijing Olympics, Kaori Sakamoto, continues his already successful season with 1 foot on the highest step of the World Championship podium. With such marks, she would have fought even with our Olympic champion Anna Shcherbakova. Triple axel no longer has the same effect. It is difficult to find such successful athletes as Kaori Sakamoto. This season, she consistently got rid of the strongest internal competitor, Riki Kahira. A strong Japanese woman has not been able to adapt in Canada with Brian Orza and does not come to the competition. Then, at the Beijing Olympics, Kamila Valieva's failure allowed her to get into the top 3. Although initially the scenario when someone not from Russia receives a medal looked fantastic. Now she is coming to France for the World Cup, where there will be no Russians at all. None. Why not a chance to win the much coveted gold? Especially Sakamoto in such a form that at least in the short program she would be able to beat the same Anna Shcherbakova. 80.32 is a serious benchmark, which our Olympic champion at international starts does not always reach. Kaori shows by her example that Ultra C do not always decide everything. The notorious mature female, or to be more precise, the high-quality execution of the elements and the emphasis on presentation, the integrity of the program and image are still in vogue. Let not a triple axel, but a chic double. Reference Lutz, Cascade Flip plus sheepskin coat. All for good pluses, with drive, emotions and speed. What else is needed? In the absence of our stars. The only one who decided on an Ultra C is Wakaba Higuchi with her triple axel. With a quarter turn under rotation and 2 legs, there is not much sense from such a jump. And she is only in 7th intermediate place. Didn't even get into the strongest warm-up and lost to the German Nicole Schott. Alice Liu and Yu Yong prudently refused the trixel, however. They could not issue a simplified program without blots. Ex-Russian women turned off the fight for medals. The Korean has under rotations on the solo flip and Lutz plus sheepskin coat combo. Liu has problems with over-rotations on almost every jump. But most importantly, their performance did not fascinate as much as Sakamoto's performance. How nice it is to see the hall crowded with fans again and evaluate the figure skater's energy as objectively as possible. Only the Belgian Luna Hendricks caused a reaction comparable to the Japanese. The thunderstorm of this year's authorities could not have reached France at all, since it was injured shortly before the World Cup. Nevertheless, she is in Montpellier and, albeit through pain, she gives out a chic rental without visible flaws. Intermediate 75 points exactly, a worthy milestone, which definitely leaves her in the fight for medals before the free program. Like 72.55 American Mariah Bell. She was the dark horse of the tournament, but so far in 3rd position. However, Yu Yong and Liu are inferior to her relatively little. The Korean is 4th. She is less than half a point away from virtual bronze, the American is 5th, and she is separated by hundredths with Yu Yong. So it is definitely not worth summing up the final results. The only thing that is already obvious is the failure of the ex-Russians, on whom we entrusted the responsibility to represent the national school of figure skating in the era of the temporary absence of the FFKR team. Above all are Katerina Ryabova from Azerbaijan, 65 with a little and a temporary 9th position. The former student of Plushenko's Angels skated without serious shortcomings, but she did not have enough international authority to rise above. Anastasia Gubanova is valued more, Really, what can you dream of in a short after a fall and under rotation on the cascade? Nastya, who was taken to the ice by a representative of the Georgian Figure Skating Federation, Evgeny Rukavitsyn, will not be allowed into France now, is 14th. Katerina Karakova is 16th at all, which, however, did not stop her from smiling when she announced her grades. That's all for today. If the information was interesting to you, put likes, subscribe to the channel, and see you soon.